What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Draconic Sports video. In today's video, because it is post-draft NFL offseason, we are going to be giving you guys our very early and very, I guess, immature rankings when it comes to teams and their records for next season. So we're going to have a tier list here, and we're going to be going through each and every team, and we're basically going to put them in a tier, and we're basically going to put them in the tier where we think, they're going to get this amount of wins and blah, 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 and so forth. And also, if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like and subscribe down below, as it helps out the channel a ton, and we'd really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. All right, so first up, we have the Arizona Cardinals. What are we thinking on this one, Aqua?
All right, so next year, the NFC West as a whole has a really easy schedule. They're playing the AFC and NFC South, which, I'd say is relatively free. I mean, there's a few hard teams there, but like mostly free. And also, we're talking about a third-place schedule, so not too hard of a schedule. Though their division can be a little tough. I mean, the Seahawks are retooling, the Rams are still the Rams, and the Niners probably can still be the Niners of a few years ago if things work out with their draft picks. But for that reason, like I said, the whole of those schedules probably on the easier side. Really, it's going to come down to how does Gannon's coaching of the defense improve with all the new talent they have, and if Kyler Murray can actually be consistent this season. Because he has had struggles with that, every season, I swear. I'm thinking 9-8. But what do you think?
I was gonna go 5-7, to be honest.
Yeah, but they're playing both the southern divisions. That's the Jags. That's a free win. They're playing the Titans. That's probably a free win. They're playing the Colts. That should be a free win. Assuming Anthony Richardson doesn't improve.
Yeah.
Then you have the Falcons, the Saints.
But I feel like at the end of the day, like, they just aren't. They're not like a good team. Like, I don't know. I feel like 9-8, like, you at least do something right. I mean, maybe their defense is the thing they do right, but like,
I just think their schedule is so easy. I think 8 wins is very achievable.
I think they would get like 6 or 7, to be honest.
Plus, they also did kind of nail the draft with some of their picks. I kind of like those.
Yeah.
But I whatever. I'm fine with I lean towards it being a 7 if we're putting in this year. So I'm on the higher end of this year. If you want to put in this year.
Yeah, we can do.
I was thinking lower end of 9-8, but like 8-9. I mean, specifically 8-9 specifically. By the way, not 9 wins. I don't think it'll go 9 wins next season. Like 8 wins. What I was thinking.
All right. Next up, we have the Atlanta Falcons.
7 wins.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess actually I don't know.
Who's their quarterback? Is their quarterback Penix?
Penix, yeah, it's gonna be Penix.
I mean, I
let's
guess
see. Who are the NFC South playing? I guess. Let me see first. The AFC East. That could actually probably be. But honestly, that probably could be better, to be honest. Because Dolphins probably are. I don't know. Dolphins might be middling, but like even then you have the Bills and the Patriots should be improved, and the Jets we'll see. And the other division they're playing, like I said, is the West, which is kind of a harder division as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I would say like 6 wins.
I guess, yeah. So I think Cardinals have an easier schedule. So yeah, I think we're good right there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, like every season, everyone tells you to believe in the Falcons. This time they're gonna make the playoffs, and what happens every year?
They don't.
So they don't deserve to be anywhere. Like 9 wins is max, and then like even then, I don't know about that.
All right, next up we have the Baltimore Ravens. I think this is a pretty easy.
It's top tiers no matter what. I think we can both agree with that, right?
I would say 11.
I'm fine with 11. We'll see. Maybe moving up to 12 based on what we're seeing.
The Ravens do surprise people a lot of the times, and they end up squeaking out 12 wins, 13 wins. Like, I think they've done that now like 3 times in the Lamar Jackson era. So,
you know what? I'm fine with 12, actually. Just like at 12. I don't think they'll go above. I mean, they could, but like in terms of predicting, I'd probably looking like on 12.
They had 12 last year, right? Or was it 13?
Yeah, I think they ended on 12.
Yeah, so I feel like
it's literally my predictions like 11 or 12. It's one of the two.
Yeah, they didn't improve amazingly, but they're still the Ravens, and they're still going to be really competitive at the end of the day. All right, next up we have the Buffalo Bills. I mean,
okay, so they're playing the AFC North, the AFC North, which isn't the easiest, but then they're playing the NFC South, which should be free wins, and this is the Bills, so I'm thinking 12 wins as well.
Yeah, I mean, probably 13 to be honest, just because the
Yeah,
Bills.
yeah, move them up then. Also, they do kind of own the their division as well, so that's probably more wins. Because I
Yeah.
would say the Ravens have a harder division to play in.
Next up, we have the Carolina Panthers. I mean,
Ooh, let's see.
they might
But
sneak out 8. I don't know.
like I
But
said, I kind of don't hate the vision of eight or nine wins. I don't hate the vision because their division obviously, as we all know, is not good.
yeah, but Bryce Young, I mean, he showed the flashes. He needs
Like I
to
said,
be a competent quarterback.
it's
So
we're betting right now on half a season of Bryce Young right now, and that's what we got to make a decision on. I'm fine with leaving it. But we need to put someone in. I don't want to just put like more teams in 7-5 right now. So I'm fine with 9-8. 9-8 wins.
all right, that's yeah. I mean, we'll risk it. You know what? Next up, we have the Chicago Bears. I
Seven
mean,
and 10. You can't convince me otherwise. We've been over this. How many off seasons where this is supposed to be their year?
yeah.
You can't make me buy into the hype.
I would say
I don't care.
I would say they do the best though out of
Whatever. I'm
division.
not gonna argue on technicalities. I think I'd probably put them below the Cardinals because of the division. Also, actually, let me tell you the schedule actually for the NFC North. By the way, it's stupid for specifically this division. So are they playing 3 playoff teams from last year, right, in their division. Then they have to play the AFC North, and they also have to play the NFC East. So that's the Eagles, the Commanders.
Yeah, they'll get like 6 wins. The thing is, like everybody said, the Bears, last year was their year. If last year wasn't their year, this year definitely is not their year. So
Yeah.
they can't really do anything about the schedule. Besides play well, and playing well in like close tough games was not their strong suit last year at all. So yeah,
And if you didn't see it from our last video, we were not that big fans of the Bears draft this season.
yeah.
So
Anyways, next up we have the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean,
I want to put 10 wins.
no defense. They might get 10 because of their offense, but also no defense. They probably get 9. I feel
Yeah, I
like
guess
they would get.
they are in a hard division, but yeah, they did get Samar Stewart, so maybe they'll have like an insane pass rush, and that's it. But like that'll be the thing that'll get them the
I
10th
know.
win.
I feel bad for the Bengals because like they have been up here, in these 2 tiers for the past like 5 years with Joe Burrow now, or like 4.5, I guess. So like, but just because their defense has just gotten so much worse since that Super Bowl season that they have to go here. Next up, we have the Cleveland Browns.
I could see 5 wins. They got Joe Flacco. I don't know though.
I think Joe Flacco gets him 2 wins. I think Shadur gets him maybe 2, probably 1. And I would say Kenny Pickett and the rest of and Dylan Gabriel
You know what?
might get
You're right.
1.
You're right. Kenny Pickett loses them a win.
I think they straight up get 4 wins, and I think Joe Flacco gets 2, Shadur gets 1, and I think Dylan Gabriel or Kenny Pickett will get them another one. So I'm saying 4.
Yeah, no, you're kind of right. Also, I guess the schedule is also not easy at all. Like I said, as we just established with the AFC North, they have a terrible schedule this year. So yeah, you know what? 4 wins probably
Hey,
fair.
to be fair though, besides the quarterback position and the wide receiver position, their
I don't hate the roster.
their
No, like I
defense
said,
is like elite. But besides that, it's their offense is pretty bad. I mean, Nick Chubb looks like he cannot run the ball for the life
he's
of
a
him.
free agent, by the way. They drafted 2 running backs though, so we'll see how that does.
Dude, what the heck? I thought they were gonna re-sign him, but
I know. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't signed anywhere yet, so he might be back with the Browns, but they haven't signed him back yet. So
yeah, I feel like if they do like a physical analysis of him, like have him run the ball and do a couple drills, I feel like they're gonna be able to see real quick. Unless I'm completely wrong, I feel like they're gonna be able to see how much he's fallen off. But we'll see. I hope Nick Chubb is well.
Yeah.
Anyways, next up we have America's team, the Dallas Cowboys.
One could say that.
I mean, yeah, I don't like saying it, but I mean, I guess everybody else says it. All right, the Cowboys, Dak Prescott, and like nobody else on offense, and then their defense that's lackluster. I don't know.
I feel like I'm like a broken record at this point, but they're once again also playing the NFC North, so that's not a great draw and from that side. And then they're the other division they're playing. Oh, they're playing the NFC West. Never mind, that is a really hard schedule as well. So not a great schedule. We're gonna start with that. Do we think the Cowboys can do worse than last year? That's the first start.
I mean, wins did they get 8 last
They
year?
had 7 wins last year,
7.
with basically Cooper Rush for half of those wins. Who's no longer on that team on the team, by the way. Actually, while we're at it, so
Um, I
let's assume
mean,
a healthy Dak Prescott, I guess.
probably right here. I think the Panthers would do better than that. I think they get 8 wins. I think they slightly improve. I guess I don't know.
They got a decent O line, I think, with their new guard, but who knows?
Anyways, next up we have the Denver Broncos. Very interesting team. They could definitely be up here, but they could also be down here. So there's really anywhere this team could go, to be honest.
I'm gonna be optimistic. Give me 10, 11 wins.
I know. I feel like, yeah, the Broncos just have everything going their way somehow. Before, they had Russ and they had Sean Payton, or they had Russ and they had Nathaniel Hackett, and everybody thought, oh, this team is destroyed. But nah, Sean Payton and Bo Nix turned it around somehow. So, congrats on the Broncos, and hopefully they do become the second best team. But like the Chargers are there, so it's gonna be hard. But I think the Broncos definitely could become second in the division for the first time in like a long time. And yeah, 10-11 is looking very realistic because they got 9 wins last season. I think they can get 10 this season, maybe 11, probably 10 though. And I'm excited to see what the Broncos have in store. Anyways, next up we have the Detroit Lions.
They had 15 wins last season, so I think betting on them to get 12 or more, I think, is a fair bet.
Yeah, I'd probably say 12, maybe 13.
It is a harder schedule. I will concede compared to last season. Honestly, this might be the roughest schedule I think I've ever seen in terms of road games. I'm just gonna read this out for a dramatic effect. You ready for this, Ripcord?
Yeah,
At the Bears, at the Packers, at the Vikings, at the Ravens, at the Bengals, at the Eagles, at the Commanders, at the Chiefs.
very good teams. Those are like all playoff teams, basically.
Yeah, on the road. What the actually this I think someone's conspiring against the Lions. I like legitimately that is disgusting.
So
By the way,
I'd probably
and
go
you can
like
put them below the Bills if you
second.
want. It's up
Yeah,
to you.
I'd
They
go
are in a
like
tougher
second best
division.
record in the league.
But
I don't think
either
anyone's
way,
gonna top the Bills.
I definitely think Steelers going to make it harder for them to like maybe get to back-to-back 1 seeds. But like I said, this roster is good. Maybe Smith resigns, and I'd be willing to put the Bills, put them above the Bills. But we'll have to wait and see on that one specifically.
Mm-hmm. All right, next up we have the Green Bay Packers. I
I'll be
mean,
honest, not a big fan of their draft and their free agency, but I think they could probably still manage 10 wins.
I would give them 11. I think, I don't know.
I don't know. I'd argue the NFC North might be more difficult. Actually, it's debatable which one's
Yeah,
harder. But I think the scheduling is harder though, because like I said, the NFC North is facing the NFC East and the NFC North to AFC North. So I think the Packers just have a harder schedule.
I
So I
mean,
think they
how
go with the
well
Packers.
does Jordan Love play? So Jordan
Yeah,
Love
also
played
getting
pretty well.
injured, almost all of last season and then coming back. So who knows exactly what we'll see of Jordan Love. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the draft. They have a new wide receiver, so maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe Matthew Golden gives them a help on a few wins, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, next up we have the Texans,
So if there was a
who,
tier for winning their division, they would be in it immediately because that division sucks.
yeah, true. I mean, they have an easy at least like 6 wins.
I was
So
gonna say I think 10 wins is their floor just because of their division. To be honest,
yeah,
I'm
I
being
think
real.
they're definitely the worst team out of these 3, but they're not a
Yeah.
bad team at all. They're a
I'm
good
curious to see
team.
how the new like O line additions and shakeups end up helping or hurting this team. I guess. I definitely think of it. They have a scary defense, but yeah, I think 10 wins is fair. I mean,
Yeah.
I could see them getting 12 wins because, like I said, their division's completely a cakewalk. But
Hmm.
who knows? We'll see.
Yeah. Next up, we have the Indianapolis Colts, who, I mean, probably 4 or less.
So my brain tells me this is going to be a 7-win team just because of coaching.
Who's their coach now?
Steichen's really good at coaching the offense. He managed to get 8 wins out of Anthony Richardson last year and Joe Flacco.
I mean, but they don't have Joe Flacco anymore. Joe Flacco won
Yeah, but
like
they,
2
they have
and
they
2
have
and 3.
they still have Daniel Jones. You know what? which is not great. But if you can get 8 wins last year with AR, then why can't you get 5?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah, I guess, yeah, they would get 5 at least, but probably max like
Plus,
6.
you are playing the Titans and the Jags 4 times of your 4 of your games, so
Yeah, true. Next up, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars. Um,
uh,
I
how about
want
that trade?
I want to be optimistic. I mean, I like Travis Hunter, but does he move the needle like a whole nother tier? Probably not. I'd probably say they're the best team here. I like them better than the Cardinals. I like that, I like Trevor Lawrence better than I do Kyler Murray. It's close. But I think this is a big year for Trevor. Trevor has to ball out, otherwise his career's kind of screwed. So he has to do really well. They have Travis Hunter now who can play both sides of the ball if they really, really need him to. He could probably just play like wide receiver the entire time to help out Trevor Lawrence. And their defense isn't terrible. I mean, it's not amazing. And their offense definitely could be better because last year their offense was pretty bad in the clutch time. So yeah, they're definitely gonna lose a lot of close games, I feel like, but they're definitely gonna get some nice wins in there. So I'd say like 7.
I don't know. My gut's telling me this team's gonna get 8 wins and then choke any chance of the division like at near like at the end of the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they fit better with these teams than they do with
Yeah,
like
you're not
these teams.
wrong. I'm just like saying because of how terrible their division is. I was thinking potentially 8 win team, but yeah, no, I'm fine leaving them here since you specifically don't want to move the Cardinals up anyways.
Yeah, true. Next up, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. After losing in the Super Bowl, do they go 12 wins again? Uh,
4 wins or less. No, I'm kidding.
that would be funny. Patrick Mahomes like tears his ACL, 4 wins. That'd be
For the
funny.
record, we're not finding it funny that potentially tearing his ACL. Just the Chiefs like losing a bunch of games, like specifically just losing a bunch of one-score games. Like just have the exact opposite of last year would be funny
Yeah.
specifically. But I mean, I could see an argument putting them down to 11 wins just because of their division getting harder. But is that going to be our take?
Well, I think they lose. Dude, it's the Chiefs at the end of the day. I mean, they were supposed to lose that one against the Broncos, but the block field goal. They
uh,
almost won one against the Chargers, but Patrick Mahomes happened again. So, can they do that again? Twice?
Realistically,
I don't know.
I'm thinking 13 wins with their ceiling, with their floor being 10, being like 11 wins probably.
All right, next up we have the Raiders. Um, Probably 4 or less. I mean, they're just not. They can't. I don't think they can be good enough this fast. Who's their
I
quarterback? I forget.
Their
Gino?
quarterback is Gino. Yeah, it's
Okay,
Gino.
so Geno Smith gets them.
I could see 6 wins with
Gino
Gino.
gets them like 3. Pete Carroll
And
probably gets them like 2 because of his coaching. So that's like
and I think
5.
I think Genti could get them a win as well potentially, but
Okay, so like I would say like what, right?
below the Falcons probably.
Yeah. Okay, fine. I'm giving the Raiders the benefit of the doubt here, to be honest. There there definitely could be at least 2 of these teams in here. Um
I'm just assuming Pete Carroll won't lose as many dumb games as the Raiders normally lose.
yeah, I mean that's a good thing, I guess. Next up we have the Los Angeles Chargers, who had what, 11 last year? 10? I
Yeah.
think 10.
So how well do you think running the ball is gonna go? Because I think that's all they're gonna do next year.
They got rid of Josh Palmer, and who did they add? They added somebody really mid.
It's like Trey. Is it Trey Amos? They drafted someone. I know that.
Yeah, they added someone that's like not gonna move the needle. So they still have like Lad McConkey and like Quentin Johnson, who is
Like they have
not
Hampton,
great.
who's like like I said, is a decent running back, and then they have sounds like they're bringing back Dobbins. So like it was going to be a pretty interesting running back tandem.
I'd say they go right here. Like they're gonna get 9 wins with the Bengals, but I think they'll be a better team than the Bengals. So I'd say
Yeah, I
top
could
of
see
that
it.
tier. Next up, we have the Los Angeles Rams. I think the Rams are gonna somehow pull away with 10 wins again. Uh, I don't know
I
how they're
I
gonna
I,
do it, but
I could see 11. I'm thinking 11 wins to
all
be
right,
honest.
that's fair. I mean, hey, the Rams still have a team that can contend for a Super Bowl at the end of the day. I mean, it's going to be
Yeah.
hard, but they still have one, so they're going to try their best, and they're probably going to go like 10-7, 11-6 maybe. And at the end of the
11
day,
wins, assuming Stafford doesn't sit out any games.
yeah, if Stafford plays all the games, they should get double digits at least. Next up, we have the Miami Dolphins, who
So back to mid.
I don't know, man.
I don't believe in this team. I'll be real. They got a lot of aging players, and
It's not
I
looking
imagine like
good.
the whole like Tyreek situation probably isn't helping
Does Tua?
things.
I really hope Tua. If Tua gets injured again, he might have to retire, and they're not gonna get any wins with Tua because we've already seen that, or without him.
Also, their backup quarterback is Zach Wilson. I also would like to say that.
I mean, Zach Wilson can get you like 1 win max. So
I mean, realistically, better than the Colts, probably better than the Raiders, better than the Falcons. And then I'll let you decide if it's better than the Bears or not. That's your call.
I mean, I like Caleb better than I like Tua, but I also do like Tyreek and Jalen Waddle because
I don't know.
they're still like probably borderline top 5. So they're gonna get you like a win.
Like their D
So
line's decent, but like I said, just that O line also still scares me.
yeah. I would go 6 wins, so I'd like go, but I think they're gonna be a better team than the Bears still. So I'd go like right there. And the Cardinals are also probably gonna get like 6, so I'd go like right below the Cardinals. No, maybe above the Cardinals. I don't know.
I don't know. Keep in mind the winter exists. That's the other thing you gotta keep in mind.
Yeah. And Mike McDaniels usually chokes away a game or two, so we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm not high on the Dolphins. Shocker.
Next up, we have the Minnesota Vikings.
They somehow managed to pull off 14 wins, which I'll be real with you. I don't think they're repeating 14 wins with effectively a rookie quarterback. I know he's not technically a rookie this season now, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I would say I could see them in 7 wins to be fair with JJ, but I could also see them in
Yeah,
like 10. So they could shift a lot, but
maybe ahead of the Panthers.
yeah, realistically, it's like right here. It's like the
Well,
perfect like borderline playoff team.
yeah, like I said, I don't know if the quarterback play will be good enough to get to the playoffs or not. Either way, I don't know. I don't think they can go far yet, just because I think the JJ needs to develop more. He was kind of a raw prospect coming out, anyways.
hmm Next up, we have the New England Patriots. They were
Um,
here last year, or no, they had 5,
yeah,
but they're not gonna be here. They're not gonna be here. Here, I don't know. Not
I was gonna say I was thinking like either the very top of like with like 7 wins, or I could see like 8, like around with the Panthers probably, honestly. Just
Yeah, I think they'll
like
go. I think they could do better than Dallas. I
yeah,
think I would go. I go right here. I'd say 8 wins and better than Dallas. That's what I'd say.
that's fair. Saints. Do we need to discuss this? Do we? That's
No,
right. 14 plus wins. Let's go.
I
Yeah, no.
mean, hey,
Yeah, below the Browns.
if Derek Carr ends up turning out like he did if he ends up playing like he did in those first 2 games last year, the entire season,
I think you
there
mean
you
if
go.
Derek Carr plays, because
Yeah, how many games has he even played for the Saints? I swear it's been like less than 10. It feels like he hasn't played like at all because of
we don't even know if he's
injuries.
gonna be playing next season. So it's Rattler, Shuck. Yeah, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
All right, next up we have the New York Giants. Um,
So if we're just ranking their D line, they'd be all the way at the top. But unfortunately, the rest of this team is not as talented as their D line. So
I mean Russ is gonna. If we're picturing, I feel like this team is gonna be a lot like Russ's Broncos. So maybe even better. So like Russ's Broncos have like 7, 8 wins. So this team is probably slightly worse. But Malik
well,
Neighbors is the number one. So
honestly, I think I go just ahead of the Jags. I don't think I can go 8 wins with the Giants. I don't believe there's too much. There's too many holes in this roster, in my opinion.
yeah, I like that. I like that right above the Jags. I think their offense is gonna have some firepower at moments, but in the stretch of a 17 game season, it's not gonna be enough to get you,
Plus,
into the playoffs. So
I mean, they might put Jackson Dart in at some point. I'll be honest, I don't believe he'll cook to year one. So
yeah.
yeah,
All right, next up we
Jets.
have the Jets.
I don't know what to do with this team. Being honest,
I mean, I think you would have to go here. I don't think there's any way they
they're
get
ahead of
like
the Saints.
five
They're ahead of
plus
the
wins.
Saints. You cannot tell me they're below the Saints.
All right, fine. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They might,
I
they
mean,
might be ahead of the
I
Browns.
guess honestly they see me being better than the Browns, but okay. Tell me, you really think there's a team who's gonna be worse than the Saints next year? Just be honest with me. Yeah, whatever. I'm fine with it. I can't really make any good arguments to move the Jets up. After the end of the day, they have Justin Fields as their quarterback. So
Justin Fields got hyped up when he first signed, and now everybody's kind of sitting here realizing, oh shoot, it's Justin Fields, and it's like, oh yeah,
I mean,
he's
you might be able to
not.
do some, silliness, with the connection from college with Wilson.
I think
Gary Wilson. But yeah,
I think that team gets like 3 wins, to be honest. Like really, I think Justin Fields gets them 2 somehow, and the defense gets him 1. That's what I'm gonna say.
either way, they'll get a better quarterback in the draft next year. That's just how it be.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles,
We look
who
at the
are the
schedule.
defending Super Bowl champs. So obviously they're gonna have one of the harder schedules, but is that gonna lead to them, being back up there?
It is pretty bad, to be honest. It is their own division, which does have the Commanders. I mean, the Cowboys and the Giants can do silly things on occasions, right? And they have to face the AFC West, so Chiefs and them, and then the NFC North. So it is a rough schedule.
I mean, I would say like right here. Nah, I don't know. I would say
I don't
maybe
know. I
here.
feel like with all the people they lost in free agency, I think I might put them below the Ravens.
Really? I think it's
I mean, they
close.
lost a lot of talent in free agency.
Yeah, but I think the Ravens and the Eagles have very similar teams. The Eagles have a better offense, but the Ravens and Eagles defense are very similar. I feel like, yeah, you could go either way. I'll agree with you and go below the Ravens, but I mean, they're the defending Super Bowl champs. They're gonna have
Yeah.
something up their sleeve every game, and they're gonna prepare because they want to go back to back, of course, just like every other Super Bowl champ. So they're gonna try their best, and they're probably gonna get 12 wins.
So if we believe in superstitions, then the NFC East cannot have a repeat division winner.
All right, next up we have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Don't
Yeah,
ask how. Don't ask me to justify this, because the current quarterback room is Will Howard and Mason Rudolph. We're assuming Aaron Rodgers is signing. We are assuming that, because I refuse to believe an NFL team will go into a season with that as their quarterback options. No serious football team can do that, right?
yeah, you can't be a professional team that makes millions of dollars and decide to have Will Howard and Mason Rudolph as your guys.
So
Uh,
don't ask how. They'll go 9-8 somehow. I don't know how, but they will.
all right, next up we have the San Francisco 49ers.
So here's the thing. They literally
Okay.
have the easiest schedule in the entire NFL. And I do mean like literally the easiest, just to run it through the schedule. Cardinals twice, Seahawks twice, Rams twice, so you know their division. Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, Jaguars, Titans, Bears, continuing on, Texans, Colts, Saints, Buccaneers, Browns, and Giants. So I think
mean,
that
yeah.
schedule alone is like might be 9 wins with Shanahan.
Dude, do we have to watch the 49ers like kind of cook again? Like they always do this. They always suck and they come back so much better. Like they did that the year after they sucked the year after the Super Bowl. They came back, they were so much better. Then they sucked, then they came back. It's like it always happens somehow. Like this team literally lost like everybody. Like they lost more people than the Eagles lost.
You're
But they,
not wrong, but
they are
I think what
I
they
don't
do have
know.
enough talent still left, assuming CMC is healthy, right? Which I guess is another
Dude,
thing
yeah, if
pending.
CMC comes back to his form, then yeah. But like again, Juwan Jennings is your best wide receiver. Like that's not great at all. And CMC better be like, the borderline MVP he used to be. Otherwise, your offense is not looking great. I mean, maybe Elijah Mitchell, but he was injured like all of last season anyways, so I mean, maybe
Yeah.
Isaiah, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Guerrero. I probably butchered that, but maybe that guy, their third string, comes back and he's good because he was decent in a few games.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Mitchell left to the Chiefs in free agency.
Oh, did he? I didn't even, dude. I nobody cares about Elijah Mitchell anymore. I didn't even know that. That's crazy. Um,
But yeah, like I said, just coaching staff and talent. They still have stuff. I'm sure their drafts. They have at least some gems. They tend to draft well, so they'll find a way to get a middling performance at least. Maybe make it in the wild card. And I probably choke because that's this is just Niners tradition to choke in some regard.
yeah. All right. Anyways, next up we have the Seattle Seahawks, who improved a lot, but also at the same time, I mean, they got rid of a lot of talent. They just kind of retooled all that talent in different ways and in different forms. Um, with a new
Yeah.
quarterback and a new wide receiver that is old and
Uh,
missing wide receiver because they traded away DK. So, I mean, they got the pieces. They have Kenneth Walker still. They drafted some defensive guys. They have everything you need. They have a promising coach, logical and smart front office. I mean, it's everything you want, like a Super Bowl winning team to have. They just don't have like the top end talent that you would want a Super Bowl team to have, really.
I don't know.
Um,
I will also say this will be Sam Darnold's first time out of the O'Connell system after that amazing performance last year. So we do have to see how he adjusts in a new system.
yeah, dude. I feel like they're gonna suck. I feel like there's gotta be like one team here that just ends up sucking. I feel like that might be the Seahawks.
Seahawks are a weird team. I could see them finishing as one of the later, like one of the last wild cards. I could see them finishing 7 wins. I don't know. But anyways, Buccaneers, are you gonna stop me from saying 10, 11 wins?
Probably not. I mean, I
They
like the
own the
Bucks.
they own the NFC South to just how it is.
Yeah,
I'm fine with
probably
above or below the Packers. It's like that
right
around
here.
there.
Yeah, I like
They're
that.
way easier division,
I mean,
and like
Baker is a winning quarterback now. They have a very sensible offense, uh, above average defense, maybe about average
yeah.
defense. So, I mean, they have everything you need in a winning team. They just don't have playoff. Like, they don't have the ability to win the playoffs. But besides that, no, it's a good team. So I like it. I like the solid 10 wins. Maybe they squeak in 11 because they might get lucky. But yeah, Buccaneers really solid team and interested to see how they do in the postseason next year. All right, next up we have the Tennessee Titans, who had the first overall pick and drafted Cam Ward. They have a new quarterback, and are they going to be good? Probably not. Yeah, they signed Julio a few years ago. They signed D Hop. Now they signed Lockett. It's like, dude, just pick your poison at this point. Like, they just keep on signing these old guys. They don't really do anything. I mean, D Hop barely played for them before he got traded to the Chiefs. Julio didn't do anything, and now Tyler Lockett might play the entire season because he loves to not get injured, but also like might not do anything on the team either. They also had like Robert Woods a few years ago as well, so like they're just a wide receiver graveyard to be honest, and their offense is not going to be good. I mean, I feel bad for Cam Ward. Cam Ward's going to have to do a lot of running, a lot more running than he is used to doing on the Titans. So
I mean,
we'll see
the
how that
Titans
happens.
line got better than last year, so in theory at least.
Yeah, in theory, but it is the Titans who fired Mike Vrabel. And last but certainly not least, we have the Washington Commanders, who were the definite surprise of last NFL season, making it to the NFC Championship game when they only had 10 wins, I think. And they are now looking to win a Super Bowl with Jaden Daniels in his second year because they have the experience now and they have the team behind them to do so. But what number of wins will they get? I don't know. Aqua, what do you
Uh,
think?
so we discussed that the NFC East doesn't have exactly that easy of a schedule this year. And also that, considering not just that, I will say the Commanders won a lot of one-score games, so I don't tend to like rating teams that won a bunch of one-score games higher next season. So I cannot put this team in 10 put this team in 12 wins in the slightest. I'll be honest. I don't have enough belief in that defense for alone to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, I mean, there tends to be a sophomore slump for quarterbacks. For new quarterbacks. We'll see. I'm fine with 10 or 11 wins, but honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if this team somehow only won 9 games next season. To be honest, just based on how things went last year, it's like the pendulum has to swing the other way somehow to some degree. You would think, unless you're the Chiefs, apparently.
Yeah, I agree. I think the Commanders will fall short in a lot of games, but I mean they're still going to be like the Texans last year. They're still going to be competitive, even though CJ wasn't great or the defense wasn't great at
I
times.
mean,
Still going to be good.
but they'll probably still be a playoff team in the NFC, more than likely. We'll see, though, obviously.
Yeah.
You
And
know what? This is probably fine, to be honest.
I mean, it makes sense how it goes down 1, 4, 6. So I mean, it makes pretty good sense. And then there's not that many teams
It's
that
really
go through
hard
those.
to win only 4 games, to be honest, in the
Yeah,
NFL.
true. I mean, yeah, these are professional teams with professional players. And yeah, that's going to do it, guys, for our tier list predictions of every single NFL team's record going into next season. These are very early, so take them with a grain of salt. But if you want to, comment down below your opinion and thoughts on our rankings and what you think each team is going to do, or pick apart a certain team that you think is going to do a lot better than we predicted. And make sure to let us know down below in the comments your overall thoughts. Anyways, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps out this video a lot. And as always, we will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Bye.